Hey guys, this is Mr. Taki from Speak in Fergana. Today's topic is going to be about learning English through opening a YouTube channel. And today's guest is Mr. Tim from UCell Company. Hello, Mr. Tim. How are you today?
I'm great. What about yourself?
Well, thank you. I'm feeling pretty nice today. So, you heard the topic. Should I repeat the topic or would you like to discuss it with me?
We can discuss, yes, we can start.
Okay, nice. The topic is basically improving English
Yes.
through opening a YouTube channel.
Sure.
So, you have your own channel, right?
Yeah.
And do you teach English there or what do you do and what is it about?
Okay, actually it's about just, English, general English. I try to speak, maybe it's not really kind of important topics, but first when I just opened that channel, that was about grammar stuff, I try to explain what is present simple or what is for example, past simple. I try to speak in English and through this improve my English, That's about only English, Grammar, maybe some kind of phrases, that's it.
Mm-hmm. Well, thank you very much. So, is it really helpful for young people to watch your videos? Why do they need to watch them? Or is it more of a for yourself to improve your English?
Yeah, thanks. Actually, it can be really useful for those who are trying to learn English. I can't say that it's kind of example, but they can just learn something. For example, being kind of confident, because at the beginning when I started to make videos, that was kind of really tough because I just made a video and just watched it and said, what the hell is that? Actually I didn't understand what's going on. That was kind of, I said, it's not me, and then I started to kind of make it again. And then I realized that, by repeating and trying to make your mistakes how can I say, correct your mistakes, you can just achieve some level, some great level maybe. And yeah, it can be really useful for them by just looking at me. Maybe they can find my mistakes, for example, because people tend to find mistakes from others than themselves, That's why I can say that, it can be useful. And also I try to explain grammar stuff, in spoken English. I think for some people it's more useful. Some people can understand when you say something, talk something, and show with gestures, for example, But some people can just understand better when they just read, or listen. And for some people it can be useful. Yes, that's why. I can't say that they should just watch or something like that, but the main purpose of creating that channel was just improving my speaking, improving my English, general English, That's why I just made that video. Just open it,
Mm-hmm. So, and you have spoken about the way you entered this thing and about your motivation, but could you describe it in more detail, how you got inspired by someone or by something that pushed you to do that? Because it takes a lot of courage to put videos on YouTube, right?
That was kind of really interesting story actually. One of my group mates, when I just was studying at university, he just opened one channel and he made a lot of kind of videos about his life, about some kind of interesting things, what he was doing at the weekends, for example. That was kind of interesting for me because I thought maybe I can just do something which is related to English. Maybe I can just make videos about grammar or about some kind of things that can be a little bit interesting for those who are learning English. They can just watch my video and say, he's kind of simple guy. He just he could just speak you know, he started to make videos in English, and they can be motivated by that. That's why I just opened that. At the beginning, that was really hard to me. That was really tough because I didn't know how to open that. But then I just realized that I just watched some videos on YouTube and just opened that.
Pretty nice. And why did you choose this content, particularly teaching English and grammar?
I don't consider myself like, you know, teacher. As I just mentioned it, you know, I just made that only for myself. But then some of friends of mine said that it's okay, you know, you should just keep going. You should just move on, do that. It's okay. And then I was motivated, and I just continued, you know.
And so, how did you feel when you received first comments? And was it like a positive comment or negative comment? So how did you handle these things?
Great. Actually, the majority of comments were positive because a lot of friends of mine just subscribe it. My public is my friends, my family. That's why, you know, they just couldn't dare say something wrong toward me. That's why. The positive comments, it's great, you know. You can feel yourself kind of not special, but kind of a little bit different from others, that you can just speak, you can just do something better than others, maybe, you know, and that pushed me ahead, you know.
That's very nice, thank you. Like your channel is one of the good channels where students and people can learn good phrases, right?
Yeah.
And is there any favorite channel of yours that you want to recommend to others?
Great, yes. I can recommend one channel, actually. That guy from Italy. I was surprised when I just watched his video because, you know, he is from Italy. He's not native speaker, but he speaks like native speaker, you know. That was really surprising for me. And I said, oh my gosh, it's great, you know. His name is Mehdi, and the name of the channel is Piece of Cake, POC, you know. I can just recommend this, you know, because it's really interesting. It's about general English. It's not about IELTS stuff, because IELTS stuff is tedious, as you know. That's why first I think people should learn general English and then move into IELTS stuff, I think.
No, that's true. Well, and are you mentioned IELTS, right?
Yes.
Do you have any plans of, let's say, teaching some IELTS content in your videos in the future, like idioms or, you know, like anything that can boost IELTS score?
Wow, great question, thanks. Actually, it's kind of painful question for me, I'm sorry. I'm not really good at IELTS, actually. Yeah, I got 6, but that's not enough for me. I don't want to say that I just didn't deserve that. No, actually, my knowledge is not really good about IELTS stuff. I like general English, and maybe one day I can just explain some kind of stuff which were related to the IELTS by learning about them. For example, I can first learn something about IELTS, and then maybe can do some kind of contents,
That's true. So you basically want to improve your IELTS score, like make it higher, and then start teaching them, right?
Yes.
Okay. And have you felt any improvement after shooting these videos? In your English. So have you felt any improvement?
Yeah, I felt improvement. I just, I took a lot of for example, comments about, a lot of friends of mine said that, you should correct this, you should just, you just made a mistake, and I realized that it's great way, because as I mentioned it, people can just find your mistakes easily than yourself. That's why, I improved my grammar, I improved maybe using some kind of phrases, for example, And also I can say that, I'm more confident than in the past, because when I just started to go to the speaking club, in library, I was really shy and I couldn't speak in front of public. But right now, thanks God, I can just how can I say, talk about some kind of topics, explain and answer to some questions.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Tim. It was a very quality conversation that we had with you today. Well, and yep, that's it. That's the end of today's podcast. Thank you guys for listening till the end. If you have liked our podcast, please make sure that you subscribe to our Instagram and Telegram channel, and subscribe to Mr. Tim's Instagram and YouTube channels, right? And you gotta share this podcast with your friends. Thank you very much. Okay, guys, see you next podcast. Goodbye.
Bye bye.